Hello students, how are you? Welcome back. I hope you are enjoying the lecture series of differential calculus. In previous lectures, I have taken many problems from differential calculus which consist of many concepts from permutation, combination, trigonometry, geometry. I hope you have seen those problems. If you haven't seen those problems, you can see that I am giving the I button link to the lectures. You can go and see that. Today the very first problem that I am going to take is this. It is said that let f r be given by fx is equal to 4x cube minus x square minus 2x plus 1, and gx is another function which is given as minimum of ft where t lies between 0 to x and x lies between 0 to 1, and it is 3 minus x when x lies between 1 to 2, 1 open, 2 closed, and a variable n is given as n is equal to 2 times g of 1 by 4 plus g of 3 by 4 plus g of 5 by 4. Then find the number of solutions of the equation n mod sin x is equal to x. Very interesting problem. What it is given, if you wish you can pause the video and try it yourself, and then after look at the solution that I am going to provide. It is given that fx is a function which is 4x cube minus x square minus 2x plus 1, right? This is the function that is given, and the other function gx which is given as gx is equal to minimum of ft where t lies between 0 to x and x lies between 0 to 1, and it is 3 minus x when x lies between 1 to 2. These are the two functions. So first of all we have to calculate the value of gx. This is minimum of ft. So for that we are going to inspect the nature of this function, that it is increasing function or decreasing function. For that we have to differentiate it. Now f dash x will be equal to 12x square minus 2x minus 2. Fine. 2 I am taking the common, that is 6x square minus x minus 1, that is 2, that can be factored as 3x plus 1 into 2x minus 1, right? So you can easily see that this function by wavy curve method, this is minus 1 by 3, this is 1 by 2, this is plus, this is minus, this is plus. This is sine of f dash x by wavy curve method. So at minus 1 by 3, the first derivative changes its sign from positive to negative. Positive to negative. It is first in the left of minus 1 by 3 it increases and then it decreases. So there will be local maxima over here. Same logic, half in left side it is decreasing and in right side it is increasing. So it will be local minima over here. So this function has a local maxima at x equal to minus 1 by 3 and a local minima at x is equal to 1 by 2. So let us draw the graph of fx. Graph of fx, a rough sketch of fx. Now from minus infinity to minus 1 by 3 it is increasing, and x cube coefficient is 4 which is positive. So when x is minus infinity it is minus infinity. So it starts from here something like, and up to minus 1 by 3 it will increase and then it will decrease. So at x equal to 0 the value of fx is 1. So it will cut the y-axis at 0, 1. At half it will be a local minima. At half we can calculate the value of the function. Let us calculate at half. F of half will be equal to 4 into 1 by 8 minus 1 by 4 minus 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1. So it will be cancelled out, and that will be half minus 1 by 4, that will be 1 by 4, that is greater than 0. So it will not cross the x axis, it will be here like it is half So it is like this. A tentative graph of fx will be like this. This will be 0, 1, and this is your local maxima at -1/3. This is local minima at 1/2. So this is the tentative graph of y equal to fx. Now pause the video and note it down. I am proceeding ahead. Now let us calculate the value of gx. So for gx, minimum of ft, and t is a variable which lies between 0 and x itself lies between 0 and 1. So we are interested in just this portion up to 0 to 1, right? 0 to 1. We are interested in something with, say here it is 1. So from 0 to 1 we are interested, right? So from here to here it is decreasing, and from half to 1 it is increasing. So minimum value in this interval will be at the bigger value of x, and in this interval minimum value will be the lesser value of x, at the lesser value of the x, because here function is increasing. So when x is near to half, that will be minimum, and from here we can say it is minimum when it is decreasing. So when x has its highest value, then it will be minimum. So from here I am breaking this into two parts. One part is 0 to half, and other part is half to 1. 0 to half, from here to here, half not included. From here to here, what will be the minimum value of ft? It is decreasing, so minimum at the highest value of t, which is x. So function gx will be fx over here, right? And from half to 1, what is the minimum value of the function? It is f of half. It is f of half. Fine. And the other value that is given is 3 minus x from half to 2. This is the beauty of the problem, that you have to break this function into two parts because it is changing its nature. If it is like a strictly increasing or decreasing function, we will not bother to break it into two intervals because it is changing its nature at half. So we have broken this into two parts, one from 0 to half, in which it is decreasing. So minimum value will be at the maximum value of t, and maximum value of t is x, so minimum of ft is fx. And from half to 1, we can easily see the minimum value will be at x equal to 1/2. So I simply write f of 1/2. So this is my gx. This is my gx. And if you remember, the fx was this 4x cube minus x square minus 2x plus 1, right? This was a fx. So putting this value over here, we get gx is this much. So now what it is given, that n is 2 times g of, if you remember, 1/4 plus g of 3/4 plus g of 5/4, right? Now look at this value, 1/4. 1/4 falls in this interval. So we'll take this value of function, that is g of 1/4 is f of 1/4. G of 3/4 falls in which interval? This interval, 0.75 around. So it will be f of half. And g of 5/4 greater than 1 lies in this interval, so it will be 3 minus 5/4. 3 minus x. So let us calculate the value of f of 1/4. F of 1/4 is equal to, put x is equal to 1/4. So it will be 1/64 into 4. So 1/16 minus 1/16 plus, minus 1/2 plus 1. This is f of 1/4. F of half. f of half, from here you can calculate. F of half is, we have already calculated, if you remember, f of half was 1 by 4. So it is 1 by 4, and this is 4 3s are 12 minus 5, that is 7 by 4. Agreed? So 1 by 16 minus 1 by 16 will be cancelled out. So it will be 2 into 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 7 by 4. So n comes out to be 2 into 7 plus 1 plus 2, 10 by 4, and that comes out to be 5. So this is the value of capital N that we have calculated. This is the first part of the problem. Pause the video, note it down, and now we are proceeding ahead for the last part of the problem. Last part of the problem says we are going to find number of solutions of n is 5, mod sin x is equal to x. So can I write it like mod sin x is equal to x by 5, right? Now it is a trigonometrical function, it is an algebraic function, so we cannot solve it in a routine practice, so we have to draw the graph of these two functions. Let's draw the graph of mod sin x and x by 5. First of all, let's draw the graph of mod sin x. So let us draw the boundary, that is y equal to 1, and this is our mod sin x. It is like that, right? This will be pi by 2, this will be 3 pi by 2, this will be 5 pi by 2, this is pi, and so on. This is origin, this is minus pi by 2, and so on. Now let us draw the graph of y is equal to x upon 5. Y is equal to x by 5 will be a straight line. Y is equal to x by 5 will be a straight line passing through the origin. So it will be a straight line passing through the origin, so it will pass through here, right? At x equal to pi by 2, that is 1.57 approximately, it will be pi by 10. Pi by 10, that means less than 1, because pi is approximately 3.14. So it will be here, like something like here, lesser than 1, this is 1. At x equal to 3 pi by 2, it will be 3 pi by 10. So it will be 0.9 something, again lesser than 1. So below this. At 5 pi by 2, it will be pi by 2, that is 1.57. So above 1. So like here. So the line will be like this. Like this. Got my point? So it will be like this. This is our graph of y is equal to x by 5. So number of solutions. So number of solutions, that is intersection points. So how many intersection points? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So answer will be is equal to 4. So this is the answer of our problem. So problem was not tough. It was bit lengthy, I can say, and bit tricky. You have to manage this part only when we can manage this part only when we can calculate the value of capital N, and we can calculate the value of capital N only when we have the idea that we have to check the nature of fx, and because it is changing its nature from increasing to decreasing or decreasing to increasing in the given interval, and we have to find the minimum value of fx. So we have broken that function into two parts. One part when it is decreasing and other part when it is increasing, right? Please note it down, then we proceed ahead for the next problem. I hope you have noted down the previous problem and enjoyed the solution. Now let's move ahead for the next problem. The next problem says, look at the board, it says the range of values of x is closed A to open B, for which the equation is given, you can see, is satisfied where this square bracket of x is greatest integer function of x and that curly bracket of x represents fractional part of x. Then he is asking to calculate the value of 2a minus b. Fine. So let's start. If you wish, you can pause the video and try to calculate the solution, try to calculate the values that it is asking for, and let's then after look at the solution that I am going to give you. The equation that given is GIF of x plus GIF of x plus half to the power 1 by 2 plus GIF of x by 3 plus fractional part of x to the power 1 by 2 whole GIF, this itself in GIF, is equal to 4. This is the equation that is given. Now let's calculate this value. So basically power half means it is root of this. Putting over root is square root of, this is also a square root of fractional part of x. Now first of all let's calculate this value. If you remember in previous lectures also I told you that this is very important inequality. I am writing again. This is a very famous equality, GIF of x plus 1 by n plus 2 by n up to GIF of x plus n minus 1 by n is equal to GIF of nx. I told you in the previous lectures also that this is very important. Please note it down again. And for n is equal to 2, it goes up to x plus half. So I can say GIF of x plus GIF of x plus half is equal to GIF of 2x. Fine. Please note it down. I am going to rub it. Now let's use this property. By using this property, we can say this equation reduced to a square root of GIF of 2x plus. Now this is fractional part of x, that is between 0 and 1. A square root of any quantity which lies between 0 and 1 with itself lies between 0 and 1, right? So this is itself lying between 0 and 1. Now this is an integer. This is an integer and this is an integer plus something which lies between 0 and 1. So this will not make any difference because this is a fraction. So it will not change the value of this. This is simply GIF of x by 3. Got my point? Because this is fraction. Suppose I am writing like 2 plus 0.7. Will it make any difference? It will be simply 2. 0.7 is useless. It is like this only. Got the point? And this is an integer, right? GIF of x by 3. So integer, and again GIF will be again integer, and that is equal to 4. Now integer plus integer is 4. So obviously this both quantities are positive integers. Why I am saying positive? Because if it is negative, that means x is negative. And if x is negative, then both are negative. It cannot be negative because it is in the square bracket. Nevertheless, if there is no square root, even then x cannot be negative because the result is positive, right? So GIF of 2x square root plus and GIF of x by 3 are both positive integers. So what are the possibilities? This can be 1, this can be 3. So this quantity can be 0 and this quantity can be 4. This quantity can be 1 and this quantity can be 3. This quantity can be 2, no, because it is in the square root. So it will be a square of the numbers. So it can be 4. It is 4, so square root of 4 is 2, so it has to be 1. This can be again 9, if it is 9, then it will be 3 and that will be 1. Here it is 2 because 4, 2, so it will be 2. Similarly, if it is 16, so this will be 0 and so on. But we cannot calculate these much values, right? So let's analyze further. It is quite obvious that this number is always greater than this number because this is GIF of 2x and this is GIF of x by 3. So it cannot be lesser than this. So this is not possible. Same logic, this is not possible, right? So these two can be eliminated by just seeing the result. Now let us calculate this much. GIF of 2x is 4. So GIF of 2x is 4. That means 2x lies between 4 and 5. So we can say x lies between 2 to 5 by 2. So what will be x by 3? It will be 2 by 3 to 5 by 6. So GIF of x by 3 cannot be 2. So this is not possible. Now let us calculate this one. If GIF of 2x is 9, that means 2x lies between 9 to 10, right? So what will be x? X lies between 9 by 2 to 5. So x by 3 lies between 3 by 2 to 5 by 3. 1.5 to 1 point something. 3 by 2 to 5 by 3. This is 1.6 around. So GIF of x by 3 will be 1. So it is accepted. This is accepted. Now let us calculate this one. GIF of 2x is 16. So 2x lies between 16 to 17. So x lies between 8 to 17 by 2. So x by 3 will be lie between 8 by 3 to 17 by 6. So 8 by 3 means 2 point something. So it cannot be 0. So it is not possible. So further results, it is not possible. So only one possibility is this. So this is possible. So this is the only result that we are getting. So from here we can say 9 by 2 to 5 x lies, that is x lies between closed interval 9 by 2 to open interval 5, and it was given in the problem that x lies in A to B. So comparing with that, we can say A is 9 by 2 and B is 5, and we have to calculate 2A minus B. So 2A minus B will be equal to 9 minus 5, and that is equal to 4. This is our answer. So very good problem. You have to be very cautious when performing the calculations over here, first part. And the second part, the very beginning that I am saying, that the equality that I have given you, that is a very important equality. You know that we use that equality and the concept that this is fraction, so it will not make any difference. So this is simply GIF of x by 3. Please note down the solution. So I hope you have noted down the solution of the previous problem, and I also hope that you are enjoying the lecture. If you are coming to this channel for the first time, I request you to subscribe the channel and spread the message to your friends so that maximum people can be benefited from this. Now let's move to the next problem of the lecture. The problem says, let alpha and beta are two distinct roots not equal to 1, obviously, of the equation ax cube plus x minus 1 minus a equal to 0, where a cannot be minus 1 and 0, and there is a limit L given, you can see. Then find the value of gamma square plus delta square. So let's move ahead. The equation that is given is ax cube plus x minus 1 minus a equal to 0. This is the equation whose roots are alpha, beta. Because this is cubic, so there will be another root. So let's, by hit and trial, we can see that when we put x equal to 1, this is a plus 1 minus a 0. That is x equal to 1 is a root of this equation. So roots of this equation are alpha, beta and 1. That's why it is given that alpha, beta are not equal to 1 in the given equation. So we can, from here we can easily say by theory of equation, the product of roots alpha into beta into 1, product of roots, will be equal to 1 plus a by a. You can easily see over here. So alpha beta is 1 plus a by a, right? This is our equation number 1. We have calculated the value of alpha beta. Now in the limit it is given that x tending towards 1 by alpha. So let's make the equation whose roots are reciprocal of the roots of this. So what we do, if you remember in theory of equation, if we want to derive a equation from the given equation such that the new equation has the roots which are reciprocal of the roots of the given equation, we simply replace x by 1 by x. So we are doing over here also, replacing x by 1 by x we get in this equation, we will get a by x cube plus 1 by x minus 1 minus a is equal to 0. So minus 1 plus a, you can write it like this, take the LCM and take all things in the right hand side. 1 plus a x cube plus x square, sorry, minus x square minus a is equal to 0. Is roots of this equation will be reciprocal of these, that is 1 by alpha, 1 by beta and 1 reciprocal is 1. Now let's move to the given limit. The given limit is limit x tends to 1 by alpha, 1 plus a x cube minus x square minus a divided by e to the power 1 minus alpha x minus 1 into x minus 1, right? And this value is equal to gamma a into delta alpha minus beta upon 2 alpha, it is given like, right? So let's first calculate the limit. Now you can see easily over here that the given limit, the upper part is this, that is equation this one, and 1 by alpha is the root of this equation, so this is 0, and when put x equal to 1 by alpha, this is e to the power 0, 1, 1 minus 1, 0, so 0 by 0 form. So by theory of equation we can write it like x tends to 1 by alpha, and this can be written as 1 plus a into x minus 1 by alpha, x minus 1 by beta and x minus 1, factor theorem. And this is e to the power 1 minus alpha x minus 1 upon 1 minus alpha x into 1 minus alpha x into x minus 1, multiplying and dividing by 1 minus alpha x. This will be cancelled out. This will be 1. So limit x tends to 1 by alpha, 1 plus a, this is alpha x minus 1 into x minus 1 by beta upon alpha into 1 minus alpha x, this is 1, right? Now this will be also cancel out, minus 1 times, so putting the limit now, 1 plus a into minus 1 by beta minus x, so x is 1 by alpha upon alpha, so it comes out to be 1 plus a into alpha minus beta divided by alpha into alpha beta, right? Now please note it down. I am proceeding ahead. Now look at this value. So this is equal to, limits value is equal to 1 plus a into alpha minus beta upon alpha into alpha beta. Alpha beta is this much, we have already calculated, 1 plus a by a. So this comes out to be alpha minus beta into a divided by alpha. Now compare this value with this one. If you compare this value with this one, we can simply say gamma is half and delta is 1, if I am right. It is gamma by 2 is 1, gamma by 2 is 1 and delta is 1. So gamma is 2 and delta is 1. So gamma square plus delta square is equal to 5. So this is our answer. This is the answer of the problem. It's a very beautiful problem. It's a hybrid concept of theory of equation plus limit. I hope you have enjoyed today's lecture. Again, I am saying, if you are visiting the channel for the first time, please subscribe the channel, like the video and spread the message to your friends so that they can be benefited. Stay healthy, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye bye.